This is the fourth in a series of short video presentations about building your fitness to study. This presentation explores the process of defining success. I'm going to introduce 4 things to consider when defining success. Identifying aspirations, choosing goals, making a plan, and the question of motivation. So let's get started. Identifying your aspirations. The aspiration balloon can be a really useful tool and metaphor to identify your aspirations. It's outlined in Jenny Bird and Sarah Gornall's excellent book, The Art of Coaching, for facilitating team goals, but I think it can translate perfectly to individuals too. Using an aspiration balloon, and you can see a small one here, you can chart your aspirations and goals, prepare yourself mentally and behaviourally, plan for the challenges, and put into place some strategies to help you succeed. The rainbow represents where you want to be in the future. The stars are the goals you set to get you there. The 3 bands of the balloon are the thoughts, language, and behaviours you'll need to fuel your journey. There are heavy weights that keep the balloon tied to the ground. These represent the challenges you face that can hold you back. Underneath the balloon are the strategies that will help you soar. So draw your aspiration balloon, or use a template like this one here. Add in your aspirations, goals, thoughts, languages and behaviours, challenges and strategies. You can even add in your own extras. Ask yourself things like, where are you heading? What will it look like when you get there? What are the values that inspire you? If you're to achieve your vision and embody your values, how do you need to think? What might hold you back? And what could you do to cut off those weights? How can you ensure this really happens? It's great to visualise these things and refer back to them regularly. You can always keep your completed aspiration balloon somewhere near your work area or on a work mood board, together with inspirational quotes if you find that helpful. Setting goals is an important part of manifesting success. But when choosing goals, it's important to ascertain what types of goals you're setting. You may have a preference for a certain type of goal, or you may be setting goal types that are hindering your overall success. Let's look at these 3 types of goals. Outcome goals tend to be related to the result or outcome of a particular exam. For example, to be top of the class at maths. They're success-oriented and tend to involve comparisons with others. You can't control the performance of others, so you can often perform exceptionally well yourself and still not achieve your goal, which can be demotivating. Performance goals are related to the level of performance to be achieved when tested. They're still focused on the end result, but are not focused on comparisons with others. Instead, they're expressed through standards of personal achievement. These goals are often more flexible and within your control, but are still influenced by external factors. Process goals focus on the actions you need to perform to be successful, like improving your concentration to improve your ability to perform in a long exam. They focus on improving strategy and techniques related to enhanced performance. These goals are detail-oriented and can help focus the attention and reduce anxiety. Next time you set yourself goals, consider what impact your goal type could make. Goals should help you remain persistent during times of adversity. So, while sometimes you're seeking an outcome, like in a competition, and other times you have to perform to an externally set standard, like in exams, sometimes process goals can be helpful at keeping you on track, particularly if you don't know what final standard or performance level you might be required to achieve. We don't often plan for success. We might decide we want to be more successful and allocate time and resources to this, But how often do you sit down and plan how you're going to achieve this? Creating a performance profile is a way to take control of your own performance and define areas in which you will work to improve. First, you'll list the qualities you feel are most important for success in your chosen area. You might like to list the qualities you see in people you admire. These should include technical, tactical, and psychological characteristics. Try to define exactly what each quality means in your own words. Then rank those qualities in order of importance. Rate your own ability out of 10 for each of these qualities. You might like to ask a friend or family member to rate your ability to avoid any discrepancies in how you perceive your own performance. Create action points which represent how you will improve for each ability. And monitor your progress at timely intervals to give yourself an accurate sense of achievement, keep you motivated, and also reassign priorities as needed. Motivation is such an important factor in performance and success. Do you enjoy the work, or do you enjoy the result, the reward, or the praise? Intrinsic motivation refers to when you want to perform an activity for the satisfaction gained from performing that activity. Intrinsic motivation can be influenced by positive support and motivation from teachers or parents. Doing intrinsically motivated activities contributes to your self-esteem and sense of well-being. You can find intrinsic motivation within certain processes of an activity, even if you're not intrinsically motivated by the activity as a whole. Extrinsic motivation refers to when you want to perform an activity for the expected reward or outcome. If you're extrinsically motivated, you might want to build in mini milestones en route to your desired goals, because if you're not too fond of the process, you might find it harder to stick with it over time. If you have a task to do that you're not intrinsically motivated to do, employing some form of extrinsic motivation, like a reward, can be really helpful. Now, it's worth pointing out that you might be differently motivated for different things, or you might change your motivation over time. When I was younger, I certainly did more things that I was extrinsically motivated by.